this video, I have to put a disclaimer on because the stuff that you're about to see are unreal. This person you see is a contestant in a Japanese reality TV show, and this is the story of how the production trapped him in a living hell, fully naked and hungry for food. All of that in front of 17 million people watching him every Sunday evening, going more and more crazy. All of that was happening in the late 90s, and the show also got banned in Japan. We all know that the Japanese television shows can sometimes be a little bit too extreme or violent on the body and on the mind, but in this case they took it really too far. And this is the story of Nasubi. Before we continue, I just wanted to say real quick, welcome to the Cochino's Bazaar, and I am your host, the Cochino. I will be posting a video every Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Be there. I would appreciate if you like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below. The story starts with a production company looking for a young talent in their project. They held auditions and a bunch of people showed up. None of the candidates were the right fit until Nasubi, and as soon as they saw him, they fell in love with his attitude, the way he talked and behaved, and the way he presents himself. From there, the decision was made. Nasubi will be the star of the show. Going in the show, Nasubi believes that he'll be self-recording his daily activities for future potential reviews from the company. So to Nasubi, he was basically just giving reviews on a bunch of products while videotaping the proof, which is himself. The only thing he didn't know was that the production company was about to start broadcasting his content to literally 17 million people all around Japan every Sunday. All of that without him giving his consent. And upon entering the show, we can see that he is in an empty space, an empty apartment, fully naked and only with water and magazines. Pretty terrible, but it's only the beginning.
するとなんと脱いではいはい全部マジパンツもですか
Now, that.
すると
はい。
当選か。
どうも、お待たせしました。はい。まずラーメン。なんですか？野菜炒め。はい。全部で1700円になります。いや、お金ないですよ。いや、頼んでないですよ。すいません、間違えました。
野菜炒めとラーメンのとてもいい匂いだけを残して手前持ちさんは行ってしまわれました。
In this example, a deliveryman actually knocks on the door with ramen just to tell him that he got the wrong apartment and that's actually not for him. And I don't know about you again, but that is evil. That it could cook by proxy in a way. It would take time for him to cook it, but he would achieve the cooking of the rice.
ガスコンロの近くにお湯に浸した生米を置いて、その付近の熱でどうにかなんねえもんかという実験。
ダメ元で大胆な実験に出たナスビ。そして3時間後。
でもな、どうにもなってるはずねえよな。
果たして実験の結果は？
おちょっと待って、ちょっと待ってよこれ。おかしになってんじゃないの？ほら、ほら見て。
実験成功。
見て。
神はまたもやナスビに救いの手を差し伸べてくださいました。
やった。やった。
Day after day, he kept on winning small prizes like some soap and a canned spaghetti, for example. But he didn't have nothing to open the can with, which is kind of twisted. How you always win something, but you will not be able to use it because you need something else to use it with. Same as getting a TV and not having access to any channel, for example. Plus, the only human connection he's still got with the outside world in general is the knock on the door from the production company that's either giving him something or taking something from him. And through all the applications, he gets it. The moment he gets something worth $1 million, then he wins. But 6 months in the game, he only got halfway with 38,000 contest entries, and the show was becoming super popular at the time. And during this time, he kept on winning prizes after prizes. But for example, the prizes were not that practical. For example, he wins a bicycle and he discovers that a bicycle is not that practical inside an apartment, except when you actually transform it into a stationary bike. He's kind of a genius in his way for discovering shit like that. But the regular man, and finally also he gets a piece of clothing. Finally. And guess what he got? He gets a pair of panties. And guess what he did with them?
モデルさん使用済みパンティを履いて全裸生活とお別れしようとしたところ、
ちょっと厳しいね。
小さすぎて履けなかった。
じゃあね、ちょっとね。
そして再び全裸生活に戻った。果たして今回は大丈夫か？
Basically, throughout the whole experiment, he will not wear clothes or almost none. That is basically cruel right there too. And then he finally gets a toothbrush and a toothpaste 3 months after he gets in, and he finally brushes his teeth. But after all of this, people started to actually finding out where Nasubi was and where the apartment was. And now we are straight up in kidnapping, because as soon as the production knew that, they went to Nasubi, they blindfolded him, got him in a car, and transported him to another place 5 hours away from the original place to a new apartment. And in the apartment, as soon as they removed the blindfold for him, he thought he was actually winning the game maybe, and he was done with it. But no, he actually got in the same space again, in the same environment, in the same apartment with exactly the same rules, and he gotta just keep on the game.
Mm-hmm.
この時ナスビは思った。
終わりですか。100万いったんですか。いってない。何しにいらしたんですか。
そして
意味がわからないんですけど、全然。うわ
プロデューサーはナスビに毛布をかけて外に連れ出そうとする。
うわ外の空気だ。5ヶ月ぶりに吸った外の空気、嬉しいな。
そして
車やった、動いてる動いてる。
車で移動。
5ヶ月ぶりに。
そして到着。ナスビが連れてこられたのは。
映していいよ。いいっすか。
部屋の雰囲気は多少異なるものの、どっからどう見ても5ヶ月間慣れ親しんでいるいつもの風景。
And this time, people could also view him on live stream online, and people from the production company would get hired just to stay there in front of the camera and get the camera out of focus from his junk, if you know what I mean. Now in the new location, he still has some way to go, and in 3 months, he finally gets to his goal, but to do so, he submits another 17,000 entries, and so in total, we are at 55,000 entries in total. Oh boy, that's a lot of entries. In the 3 months, he managed to win a watermelon, a VHS player that will connect him to the TV, and a PlayStation that he will play for 4 days straight, and a ticket to the Spice Girls movie too. But then he got hit with bad luck because he goes hungry for weeks because he doesn't win no food. The production company, to resolve the actual problem, decides to relocate him a second time to a new spot. So this is gonna be the third spot, to maybe push his luck and see if he can win something out of this new spot. And for example, he gets a new tent, but in the matter of a few days he already got rid of it. Then he finally wins a set of very expensive tires with 10,000 yen, and he finally wins the game with over 1 million yen in winnings and a small bag of rice. And finally, after 335 days, Nasubi is finally free.
Oh. ゴールを祝いクラッカーで祝福。しかしナスビはなかなか気づいてくれない。
マジっすか。本当に本当ですか。
電波少年的検証生活、ナスビゴール。
Yay! Psych. Did you think they were gonna let go their most popular show just like that? No. The production company comes at night and tells him that he actually won the game and now it's time to celebrate and go on a trip to Korea. And upon finally going to that trip, he has to wear clothes, and when he wears his clothes, we can see that he feels uneasy when he wears his clothes on.
まずは右足。
シャキン。
そして左足。
じゃあこれを腰まで上げますよ。
ここでお世話になったナスビマークと最後のお別れです。
装着完了。これが靴下というものです。
この後もゴールの喜びをじっくりと味わいながら1枚ずつ服を身につけていくナスビ。そして全ての着衣が完了した頃には朝になっていた。
やりました。
しかし
As he gets there, he enjoys his life. Nasubi has fun. He goes around, sees people around, goes back to society.
韓国といえば
焼肉。
検証日記昨年11月13日のページを見てみると、
焼肉食いてー。
それをわざわざ覚えてくださってありがとうございます。
第2弾は本場韓国で焼肉。しかも生まれて初めて食べる骨付きカルビにナスビ悶絶。第3弾は
やっぱそうだ。
遊園地。久々の開放感にナスビ身も心もノックアウト。そしておまけ。
ショッピング。
それは韓国の市場で買った壺入りキムチ。しかしこれらは全て新企画の前振りに過ぎなかった。
And he's finally released from all of his duties, but then at the end, he gets blindfolded again and guided to another room. And then, as soon as they remove the blindfold, he sees that he is kind of in the same room again with the same pile of magazines, and they tell him to strip. And this time, it's not in Japan, but it's in Korea. So as soon as they strip him naked, they tell him the rules. The rules are he's gotta do the same thing again all over, but this time, everything is gonna be in Korean, and the goal is for him to get enough money for a plane ticket back to Japan in economy class. He accepts, and then he goes on. So the production company leaves him there with a dictionary as well. And then our friend Nasubi started his sweepstakes again, with the new goal being earning enough for a plane ticket in economy. And after applying for more than 7,000 contests, Nasubi wins the goal he needed. But the production company was still not done with him yet. They come back to him and tell him he needs to make an extra 9,000 yen to upgrade his ticket to business class. Nasubi complies and accomplishes the task in no time by winning 2 bags of incredible rare and expensive tea leaves. Still, for the production company, he achieved his goal way too quick, so they added one more step. Now he has to upgrade his ticket to first class, and Nasubi still complies. After winning an octopus, picture frame, and some skincare, Nasubi finally wins the game. Yay! Now they blindfold him again and they put him in the final box. And in this one, as soon as they actually take off the blindfold, he's actually stripped up again. Then the walls gets pushed out and he actually discovers that he was on stage the whole time in front of a whole bunch of people in the audience, thousands and thousands. At this point, Nasubi doesn't realize yet, but slowly starts to realize, and he realizes that a lot of people have been watching him, and through his look and his facial expressions, you can see that his state is in total shock. He doesn't believe what's going on actually.
せーの、ナスビゴールおめでとう。
At this point, Nasubi lived the last 15 months by himself in a room where he was eating raw rice and dog food to survive, while winning stuff that can never be of use to him. He applied to 75,000 magazine contests, which is a lot of sweepstakes, damn. This show was basically made to humiliate Nasubi in the most extreme way on TV, while taking advantage of his every reaction and sometimes distress. No one cared about him, not even the production company that was allowing all of this to happen. This show was bluntly just cruel and inhumane, and I don't think that something like this should ever be reborn again. No one deserves that kind of humiliation, especially in front of 17 million people every Sunday. Then you're going to ask me, did he actually become famous? What happened to him later? Well, he wrote a book that became a bestseller, and then he became an actor for little television, and he's playing around in little television shows here and there, actually all over Japan. Of course, he didn't become the comedian he was hoping for, but actually he got another kind of career out of it. So for him, he's doing him and he's still active. The Japanese are well known for their violent and sometimes crazy television shows, but this one by far took it to the first spot, and that's why we call it the darkest television show in history. Hopefully the entertainment industry would have learned from this lesson and learned that that should not exist.
Nasubi, おしまい.
Thank you for watching the video until the end, and don't forget to like and comment down below and subscribe to the channel. That way I can see you on the next one. Your boy the Guccino. Peace.